Hi everyone, excited to be offering this practice for you. Please have your blocks strapped as well as the tune-up or the fascia balls that you have. So we're gonna go ahead and start on all fours. Just come to your mat when you're ready to tabletop. And it's just always a nice idea to start here if you can, and if not, you can do this seated as well. If your knees need support, don't forget to grab something to place under your knees for cushion. And remember, in functional yoga practices, we allow space to be for the shoulders, neck, and for the hips. So in my practice, knees apart, hands and arms apart. I like to tuck my toes to start off, inhaling and exhaling round. Inhale, exhale. I'm tucking my tailbone, my pelvis, my pubis, my hips, my pelvic floor is moving from anterior tilt, posterior tilt, moving through the neutral space. Feel the shoulders, feel the chest, feel the neck. Let's do about 10 of these. If you don't like practicing yoga or moving your body without music, maybe you're watching this on the computer and then you can play some music in another tab or on your phone. Just something gentle and slow, preferably no lyrics, so that you could hear my cueing and you could listen to your breath and not be distracted by the lyrics. How are your wrists? How are your toes feeling? You could always untuck your toes, pressing the toenails back into the ground. I'm just going to start to move my body forward and backward. So just a good nervous system starting off, advising, inviting, encouraging that it's time to slow down and it's time to find comfort, stability, steadiness, ease, safety perhaps in the body and in your space by massaging a little bit of the vagus nerve as well as creating flexion and extension to move along and to open up the nadis, the meridians, these energy channels. Breath is as easily as you can find it to be. Not trying to control it or make it so. Just notice how you're breathing in when you breathe in. Notice how you're breathing out when you breathe out. I'm going to add to this. You could continue to go forward and back, or sit up, or stand up rather on your knees, reaching your arms up to the ceiling, and exhale back maybe into a child's pose or somewhere close to that. So inhale and exhale. If your arms don't want to go behind you or rest your shoulders down to the ground, you can come to stack your hands under your forehead and then stand up from there, or kneel rather. We're not completely standing up on the feet. I'm going to do 5 more. Your feet are wherever you feel most comfortable and most stable. Or you're eliminating this and maybe you're seated in a chair, just you can hug one knee in at a time. Or hold on to the sides of your seat and lift both knees up at a time, or extend one leg out at a time. And then when this part is done, we're going to find stillness, and it could be in child's pose with your knees apart and arms by your sides, or it could be knees together, hands by your head, or you could rest on the front of your body And just give yourself a few breaths, taking it all in. Noticing what parts of you are speaking. Right now my low back is speaking to me. This is the first movement of my day. I've been seated for the last few hours, so this is about noticing what's happening in your body. What's true for you now, what feels right, what feels not right. Not right doesn't necessarily mean wrong or bad, it just means not right now. I'm extending my arms forward, returning to hands and knees, and I'm going to locate my 2 blocks, placing them in front of me, and I'm going to slide them under my hands wide so that my left leg goes to the left a little bit more and my right foot has space to step forward. Okay, I realize it's a little darker on my body, but I'm instructing it, so hopefully you can follow along and not crank your neck to look at me anyway. So extend back and forth through the knee, rocking your hips as far forward as they'll go with your foot staying flat on the mat. And rocking as far back as you'll go, again, maintaining the foot flat to the mat if available to you. I'm going to extend up through my neck. I might start to rock my hips side to side, not just shifting them forward and backward. See what feels good into your hip flexors. How are my shoulders? Where are they? Just be paying attention right now to your body, not just moving just to move. This is a practice of presence. Present in the body. Good, keep going, a few more breaths. And then we're going to hold still, letting the right knee go as far forward as comfortable for your left knee and for your left hip. And then you could slide the blocks up underneath your hands. You could lift the chest, squeeze the scapula, the shoulder blades behind you. And keeping the neck neutral with the rest of your spine, not necessarily lifting your chin. Finding comfort and ease, maybe that looks like or is your arms resting on your right thigh. Maybe it's moving your head or not. Or the focus be on the left side psoas. Maybe you could find stillness and focus just on your breath coming and going in and out through your body. Slowly come out. Use my blocks to step the back foot forward and slide the blocks out in front of my feet so that when I lift my chest and the back body, my spine is somewhat neutral or is neutral. Weight comes into my heels a little bit, and as I inhale, I just broaden through my collarbone, the clavicle, and as I exhale, I bend my knees and grab behind my ankles, my calves. And then inhale, lift the chest, hands back to the blocks. And exhale, forward into your body. Round. Let's do that again. In breath. Full out breath. I like to stand up with my spine long. I get that some of you might want to crawl up or roll up. And once I'm standing, I'm going to invite you just to be still. Palms could face forward or in towards your thighs or outer legs. Good. Can you zip up the energy, grounding through the feet first, letting the tailbone draw downward, the front body draw upward, out through the crown of your head. And let's even lift the arms in front of us, reaching them towards the ceiling. Inhale. Then exhale, arms in front of us, down by your sides. Again, in breath, arms up. And this time, fold from the hips, pressing your tailbone and sit bones down or back, and then exhale to the floor. We're gonna go ahead into tabletop or downward facing dog. From tabletop, we all meet. You could do a few rounds of cow-cat. I'm just gonna step forward with my left foot, right knee comes out to the right, and setting up the second side. You could adjust the blocks, pretty much anything you need to find spaciousness and comfort, back and forth. Enjoying the silence every few moments. I get that it's a recording, and sometimes if I'm silent too long, you wonder if I'm still here, the video stopped. So I'll just check back in every so couple of breaths. You could be rocking your hips side to side if you wanted to, land someplace. You could explore lifting the chest and the chin slightly as you rock forward, and then tucking them as you rock back. See if you can keep that foot flat for the talus, for the work around the ankle. Excuse the yawning. Please and thank you. I'm going to hold still. Left knee is going to be bent as far forward from my body as available. What feels good to your body, adjust the blocks or not. Just allow the shoulders to be away from the ears, not close to the ears. And you're either staying here with a neutral neck, it's neutral with the rest of your spine, still long, or again, your arms or hands are resting on that upper left leg. Maybe your head wants to move, maybe not. Feel, what are you noticing now? My body needed and wanted this. And then I'm going to slowly come out and step forward, adjust the blocks accordingly. In front, inhale, the back of your head lifts, so we're not cranking the neck forward. And then exhale, round and tuck. We're going to stand up right into a long spine, arms by your sides. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times, up, back, and around, 2 or 3. And then holding still in a mountain with feet apart. Good, a little soft bend in the knees. We're not looking to hyperextend, but do notice what happens in your body. When you hyperextend the knees, you feel tense and tightness, whereas when you soften, what does that feel like? I'm going to turn to face you. You could stay long ways on your mat. And then just lift the arms up as you inhale. A little qigong inspiration. Thumbs touch, index fingers touch. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Inhale, arms reach up. You could exhale through the mouth. Blowing air out. Again, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, like a waterfall washing over you. Clearing out anything that's stagnant, heavy, or no longer serving. As we get into the body, I'll offer you 2 things next. You could keep your feet flat and just let your body bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Shake, 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 shake. Or you could do heel lifts. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. I'll come back to the mat, the side view. See what your bones and joints, muscles like. Otherwise, I'm just going to stay with my feet flat and balanced. This is my preference. Notice what's shaking, notice what's not shaking. Doesn't need to mean anything, it could just be what it is. This is what's happening. Some parts of me are moving, some parts of me aren't moving. Let's not get into the narrative as best as you can. It's about the direct experience of feel your feelings. Notice what's here. This is how we grow our capacity. This is how we build resilience. As feelings arise, emotions, sensations, how do we get to be with them? Moment to moment, life, breath to breath. Do we respond? Do we react? Do we hold on? Do we hold our breath? You can make some noises, great vagal toning. Just gonna let my hair fall out because that's what's happening. You can play with your breath pattern if you want, or just let it be what it is. If you stopped, you can start again or keep going. As I tell my clients, yawning is great. Yawning feels good to the nervous system as a reset. Notice the body's presence here now. Movement, stillness, tingles, temperature. You can bring one or both hands to the front of your torso if you'd like, or not. Locate a wall, a table, or a chair when you reopen your eyes, and just grab your tuneup ball or the fascia release ball. Now, if you are someone who has challenges balancing, you might want to be up against a wall, a table, or a chair. I'm just going to start to ground through my standing leg, either leg, and then roll my foot over the ball, the opposite foot over the ball. And try to keep the body relaxed. That's why we just did what we did. Give a little bit of pressure into the ball with your foot and your leg. You might go faster than me, you might go slower than me. We're just getting acclimated. Your body might move with the ball. You don't have to stay linear or be rigid here. Just kind of practicing going with the flow. I like to go a little bit more into my arch, a little bit more into the edge, and then a little bit more towards my heel, and then a little bit more towards the ball mound of my foot. And then you're going to find one location to stay. Maybe your foot is slightly in front of you or to the side of you. You could give a little bit more of your body weight into the ball. Now you don't want to stay obviously where it's painful, but be curious with a sensation of tightness or tension. With curiosity with sensation, like what's here? And as you stay a little bit longer, does it soften? Slowly come off of that space, roll a little bit, and then as best as you can, we're going to find just one more spot for today. And in the future, if you're going to do this on your own, you could maybe go to 3 spots. And play with holding it again. Have a different experience. How are your knees feeling? Do Do you feel anything going up the leg, down the leg, around the foot? Can you breathe into it? Now what we're looking to do here is we have about, if I understand correctly, 3 layers of our fascia system. It's what's been called connective tissue for years, but now they're changing it up. Let's just call it a web of information, as well as a web that looks like cheesecloth or spider webs, if you will. But just imagine like white space, but this like pulling of matter, of energy, we'll say, but it's like, it's this beautiful process through our nervous system, as well as what actually holds our body in place and in the shape. And it envelopes and wraps around our organs, and it's holding our muscles, and it's all connected. So it is this connected web. I'm going to come off of that spot. I'm going to slowly let my foot rest on the floor and feel my foot. So feel your foot. I feel space. I feel it opening. And as we're doing this with the ball, we're inviting the fascia to soften, to loosen, to lubricate, to spread out a little bit more, because if it's not loosened, lubricated, or invited to spread out, there's adhesions, and they get tighter and tighter, kind of like dreadlocks, and they just have this big knot. And when we have areas of big knots or adhesions, it creates that same feeling throughout our system. Physically, emotionally, energetically, our nervous system feels tight, our muscles feel constricted, our bones, our ligaments, all the tissues are stressed really because there's no room to breathe. So we're gonna switch feet when you're ready. Ground first on the leg that we just worked on the foot. Breathing. Noticing how this foot might feel differently. I just want to name that I don't have the recording the opposite way because it's a kitchen and I have things on my counter. And I just thought if the lighting was right, this would have been a different view, a better view. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the shade and see how that goes while you're... It doesn't make much of a difference, but go ahead. And roll that foot over. It's just a little brighter behind me, but my face is still dark. So we won't be using this for anything other than this purpose. So just go ahead and feel into a spot where you want to hang out and stay. Maybe separate your feet wider, or let your foot on top of the ball go out. Hands might be at the hips if that feels more secure for you. And we're breathing. There are many ways to use these balls. Right now we're just doing one at a time. You could keep 2 of them in the little knitted pouch that it came in, and I'll show you later, but we could use it under the neck, we could use it under the shoulders. So now you're gonna roll that foot that's been holding until you find a second location. Maybe you're at a 3rd location already because you were in pain or impatient. Either way, no judgment, none from me, hopefully none from you. And I'm gonna stay here because there's a little curiosity that I have. It's under my under my big toe mound and a little closer to my arch. So when there are these adhesions and this tightness and tension, some of us go right into like, oh, this is painful, I gotta get out of it. Common, understood, our body doesn't like pain. It's kind of wired in our nervous system and our brain function to be averse to pain and to be attracted to or drawn towards pleasure. So at points when we feel safe, when we're focusing on our nervous system and our breath, and I roll my foot out and I come off the ball, and our body knows that it's okay to explore, our breath is moving easily. Our breath is moving smoothly. And we're reminding ourselves that this is okay. So I'm gonna come down to the ground. Now, a friend of mine taught me this, and she's got a whole sequence. She's not the only one. There are many people that you could find that are gonna place the ball under the calf muscles. So we've got the gastrocnemius and the soleus. You could either, without a block, just place one leg on the ball, and I'm gonna walk my hands behind me. I have my right leg on the ball, therefore my left knee is bent, and I'm gonna be able to use my body weight to roll over the ball. Underneath my calf muscle. So this video is meant for more demonstration so that you can do this on your own at a later time. I've seen her and other people place a block and then the ball on top of the block, and then you can lean forward and just like let yourself hang over the ball, which is now pressing in to the calf muscle area. And just see if you could relax the rest of your body. So the intention is always from the feet up. And as we soften these areas, the rest of the body has permission. And hopefully the intention is that eventually the rest of the body softens as well. So I kind of feel this in the back of my neck, my head is down. And you might just roll the leg over again and find another location. And then fold back over the leg. If you have another block and you want to place it under your heel, you could do that. You could have 2 blocks under your hands. Now I feel it in the back of my hamstring, so I'm sharing my experience so you know that you might have a similar one or a very different one. And then I'm just slowly come out because that feels like enough for me today. So you could stay here, and if the camera is close to you that you're watching this on, you could just pause it until you're ready to move on. But I'm just going to go ahead and plant my feet, do a little windshield wiper side to side. And then let's switch sides, placing the ball now under my left calf muscles. My right knee's bent, so the foot is flat. And I'm just going to start with letting my body shift. And now if this is challenging for you, then you're going to want to go right away into the block holding the ball and maybe forward fold. Or get creative. You could keep your booty on the floor and just move your body over the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the block now, place the ball on top of the block, let my calf muscle relax there. You could inhale and exhale here, let the foot fall, use the other block under the heel. Give it a little bit of space to have slack, to like soften. And then, once again, feel into it. And lean into it until you feel something happening. So you don't want to just like be here and like not feel anything because nothing's happening. So you want to create an experience for yourself, for your body, for your fascia, for your nervous system. Maybe both of your hands could even rest on top of the shin. That might give it more weight to feel something if you weren't feeling anything. If you're new to this, most people feel it pretty quickly because most of us are tight, especially first thing in the morning if we haven't moved. And as we sleep, the body dries, we get very dehydrated at night, therefore our fascia is very dehydrated. That's why when we wake up, we hear cracks and different sounds. We're also feeling tense and tight. So I'm going to slowly come off, move the ball. So because this isn't a full class on just the ball, I'm just going to share with you that you can do this next under your hamstrings. Of course, again, roll over the ball. If anything feels uncomfortable or not right, come off of it. I'm going to roll to the right a little bit on more of the IT band. Where a lot of people have used like a foam roller. To my understanding, the foam roller doesn't go as deep as these little balls do. So I'm just leaning to my right hip. I have the ball somewhere in the middle of my outer right thigh. Yeah, I'm feeling that. It's kind of going down my leg. Try to relax the rest of the body. Maybe you lean into it a little bit more, coming onto your elbow, forearm. And you want to stay really until you feel a shift. Whether it's a yawn or a shift in the sensation. You might want to just move your body organically. And then also you can just stop whenever you feel like, okay, that's enough. Either you get bored or the body's talking to you. So I'm just going to switch sides and continue to face you. So I'm placing the ball under my left hamstrings. Rock, slide a little over the ball until I get into the side meat. A little bit of meat. Wow. And then I'm just going to hang out there. So a couple things. You could lean into your hands. Back foot is behind you. You could lower down to your elbow, maybe rock your hips a little bit. You could also bring that back foot on top of your inner thigh. That gives more weight and more feeling. And if it's too much, you could also place it in front of you. But again, the idea is to move through the layers of the fascia. There's a superficial one and then the deeper ones, the deeper layers. And this practice is, meant when you really have time, like 30 minutes to an hour, where you could stay. And if you have areas that you know are tighter than others, or you just want to do your feet, always start with the feet. So we do feet and calves, feet, calf, thighs, hamstrings, or just the feet. All right, we're gonna come back up to do a little windshield wiper. There's nobody there, bud. And then I'm just gonna, my low back is talking, and I think it's, in case it's what you're feeling also, let's just all lower down. You could use your core strength and tuck your tailbone, shoulders back, or use your elbows to support you. And as you make it to the floor, pause for a moment. Let's open up the arms. Let's let the knees come together, feet out. So constructive rest. Now the ball can literally go under each glute area and like do the bottom, your buttocks. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ball if you haven't already. Brought it close to you, I apologize, do that now. So I'm just gonna place it under my right bottom side, and I'm gonna bend my right knee out. My left knee is bent up. That feels good, and or feels bad in a good way. And then I'm just letting my adductors sway out. You can do whatever you want with your arms. Arms, head, neck, check in, breath. And since if you're with me, you're watching the whole video, you're staying with me, you can watch as many times as you want. Maybe the second or third time you watch it, you're holding. And if for whatever reason any of you did not get the balls, you could just still be doing these movements without getting the fascia work or fascia release. You might want to roll your hips around, find another area of your glute muscles. Don't forget there's like 3 parts to it: maximus, medium, medius, and then piriformis, another part. If you have any sciatica, you have sciatic issues, you might want to be a little bit more cognizant and maybe not do this. Just listen to your body. Ask a physical therapist if you have one, or a doctor if you're working with one. Otherwise, just trust yourself. If you can get there, great. Just come off the ball. I'm going to rest in constructive rest again. I might even invite you, if you want, you can extend both legs out. Can you feel the difference between one bottom side and the other? And then we'll repeat on the second side. Lifting on the left, place the ball under, roll your hips around until you find that sweet spot. Let the left knee splay out, right knee is up towards the ceiling. Moving anything, of course, that's in your way. Taking in sounds, smells, taste to come into the present moment. And then roll a little bit until I find another area. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera recording, but there's some birds singing in the background. No monkeys today then. I mean, I don't know about you, but I could literally fall asleep here. So I slowly come up. Let's get rid of the ball for a moment. Locate a block if you'd like, just for a little rest. Lift the hips. You can place the block on any of the three heights that's serving you for supported bridge pose. Now, if you feel good to do so, I'm going to invite you to hug your right knee towards your chest. You could use your hand or hands. You could stay with the left foot flat, left knee bent, or extend the left leg out and you'll get an opening perhaps in the left hip flexor area like we did at the start. But if this is causing any pain in your back, please come out. You could stay for 3 to 5 breaths. Maybe you decide to let everything go down and adjust the block instead, and then return, knee in, leg extends out, rotate, flex, point the ankle, breathe, hold still, and breathe. And let that foot go. Relax both feet on the mat. Either return to the original height if you did like me and moved it, or stay where you're at. You don't need to revisit step by step from one side to the other. Just find what the side would enjoy. Oh, yeah. Again, taking care of your body, your breath. Holding it or not. Returning both feet flat. Pause as you lower the hips to the ground. Just move the block out. I'm going to go ahead and place the block behind my head, and the edge of the block is at the edge of my occipital ridge. So like kind of where the skull protrudes or sticks out a little bit. Arms out to the sides or hands resting on the lower rib cage. Focus on the breath. Gently let the head fall from side to side. And go at your own pace. I'm just going to leave you there for a moment. Just go ahead and let your head go from side to side. Then you're going to pause and just let your head rest there for a moment and locate the ball or both balls in the knitted bag that they came in, and then remove the block and place the balls in that area. Maybe it's a little higher or lower. And just see how that feels as you land. Soften the fascia in the back of your head. Soften the tongue. Soften the jaw, the eyes. If it feels like you want to, move your head side to side. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here and melt, melt, melt. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You could stay there, and if you'd like to stay there, just go ahead and pause the recording. Otherwise, just know that we're closing at 40 minutes. Just take your time. You can remove the balls from underneath your head. Gently roll to one side. Very, very mindfully. You can just slowly, slowly, slowly sit up. Feel the body, loosen the arms. Do anything that feels organic to you for today. That is your practice. Please reach out if you have any questions. Bye.